Now to the Middle East, where escalating tension between Israel and Hamas forces has seen the death toll climb to 30 in the past 3 days. As both sides launch airstrikes around the Gaza Strip, the violence and tension is being felt closer to home. CTV's Chandler Grieve reports.
As rockets fly out of and into Gaza, marking another day and night of deadly fighting in the Middle East between the Israeli army and Palestine's Hamas group, a Vancouver Island rabbi clings to a photo of his nephews sent to him from Israel this morning.
Fear that you can see in their eyes and faces, and they were on the way back home and they needed to lay on the floor and wait for it to be over.
Early Friday, the Hamas retaliated to ongoing Israeli airstrikes and fired a long-range rocket bound for Jerusalem. It never made it, but it put everyone in Israel's most populated city on high alert.
A few days ago, this threat was covering 1 million of the citizens of Israel, which is about 1/7 of the population. Today, when rockets came in all the way to Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, it tells us that most of the population of Israel are under threat of a terrorist organization.
In downtown NANAIMO, the mood is also somber, but quite different. A group led by human rights activist Jim Manley leads a protest against Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip.
No nation should be punishing civilian populations in some kind of military action.
Manley was detained by Israeli forces less than a month ago after a boat he was aboard broke through Israel's blockade of the region.
Peace and security for all the peoples of the world. We can't have like a small fortress where everybody around us is dying of starvation or hunger or oppression.
In Ottawa this morning, Prime Minister Stephen Harper weighed in on the issue.
We condemn this terrorist group's attacks on Israel. We recognize and support Israel's right to defend itself against such terrorist attacks.
Here in Nanaimo, the Prime Minister's comments were echoed by another Conservative. MP James Lunny has traveled to Israel more than a dozen times, and he's never been one to shy away from the issues around the Gaza Strip.
Some of the people out protesting today will be saying it's big bad Israel at fault here. They do not understand the facts on the ground. It's an impossible situation, and any responsible government, those citizens would not accept the kind of risks that Israelis have to accept every day if they were happening in Victoria or here in Nanaimo.
Back in the Middle East, peace anytime soon does not seem likely, as the Israeli army has warned those living in Gaza that tonight won't be calm. Chandler Grieve, CTV News, Nanaimo.